Let's get this up. Get this goddamn head up. Come on, oh my God, you heavy. Ah! So today we're working on 2019 Dodge Durango. This is the 3.6 engine. And I don't know if you're familiar with the Pentastar engine. This is the latest generation. I don't even know too much on it. I'm a mechanic, but we know these had previous issues with the rockers going bad at making that loud tapping noise for any Jeep Wrangler, Chrysler 300, Dodge Durango, Dodge Charger, Jeep Cherokee, whatever vehicle had 3.6 town and country, caravan, Wrangler. Like I said, if it had a 3.6 in it, then you know what that rocker arm issue I'll talk about. So this is on a newer Pentastar engine. I guess you typed in that you had a cylinder number 2 misfire or misfire in one bank, and you had overheating issues. Well, I guess this video pointed you over here. When I'm gonna stand up on the stove because I got the car raised, I'll show you guys what I'm looking at up underneath here. So actually, let's show you. So from the top view of the vehicle, and I'm working, as you can see, I got everything on the front cover off, like the crankshaft pulley, idler pulley, belt tensioner, alternator. I got that hanging down there, and then the AC compressor is, you can see that hanging down there. Make sure you get those off to the side. There's gonna be some stuff that you can't get to. It's just better if you just do it this way. I was in the middle of working, so if you give me a second, I'll break down all of the parts that I got laying here on the floor and the other side of the vehicle as well. But first, let me get the timing cover off, so that way I can get the heads off. Let's work this timing cover off. So that's like a problem for me right now. I'm trying to get this off. We all know these covers are like bonded, and you gotta be extra careful. So now I need to go around to make sure what other bolts that I need to get off. Some of these bolts are around here and it's like a tip, and you probably won't be able to see. My GoPro is not even in charge. Whenever it charges up, that's when I get to it. But the bolt pattern going around this timing cover is going to be tricky because you got the long water pump right here, and that housing got bolts that's integrated with the timing cover that you need to remove. And the water pump, the whole assembly is long itself. The bolts run down to the oil pan, so you have some, like, I believe 5 13mm bolts that you need to remove from the pan itself, just so you can separate the bottom part of the timing cover, and work your way all the way around. I mean, I got a gap here. I imagine somewhere, maybe a dowel pin that's causing me to have a problem. So I'm gonna probably do what I can to try to keep wedging it out without scoring up any surfaces. With some luck, I was able to, I don't know, I just kept prying it at like a certain point. Like I said, just only get the edges where you can get it at. If you end up nicking it a little bit, don't worry. The outer edge, like, see this lip here where you can get it in here? Obviously that don't seal it. It only get the tip top part. And then that applies for this. So really you still have that below surface down there that's unscored, untarred. So only get what you can get the pry bar in. Do not dig inside of it once you get it. Like, see how I got it in here like that? Don't do that. You want to see how this slit. Imagine this was already closed back and I put it in the slit. Bam. Wedge it here. And then there was another slit here. Wedged it there. So that's all I really did. So now I'm going to see if I can work this cover off. Something's in my way. And I gotta get another hose off. 1 second. But use your imagination. Woo! It didn't take much. I mean, it took much, but, and I hit my funny bone. Let's get this ugly, nasty chocolate milkshake out. Alright, esta vista se ve bien, me gusta. You're looking at the chain for the motor, la cadena del motor, and I'm going to remove the timing chain. I gotta clean all of this. It's not sludge, it's just stuff from the head gasket and coolant mixing up with the oil. Get the timing components out, and then I'm gonna get the camshafts out. Well, I'm gonna get the camshafts out because I gotta get the camshaft bolts out. Once I get the camshaft bolts out, we're able to remove the cylinder head, so I don't have that much work to do. Get this head off. Uh-oh. Losing coolant. Uh-oh. Alright, so I think I'm good. Scared me for a second. I didn't want like a big splash underneath. So I got the catch can there. Let's get this head lifted up. Now, I imagine I got like a oh my god. Alright. Couple things I got. Let me get the 13mm bolt that runs for this coolant hose over here on this side. So if I get that out, and there's another bracket for the wire harness that goes in the back of there. I gotta separate that. Once I get those few things separated, and I'll be able to get the head off. We did something. All right, we got it off. All right. Now that was an integrated ground sensor slash, I don't know, ground wire. Grounded onto this whatever sensor that is, and I don't give a shit. Let's get this up. Get this goddamn head up. Come on, bitch. Oh my god, you heavy. Ah! Got the head off, and you can see first cylinder looks new. I did wipe off, I'm sorry, the second cylinder looks new. I wiped off the fourth cylinder. It's cooling in the rear. I don't want to worry about that one. Head gasket still is on. So my guess is that the head gasket took a smash, and let's see the cylinder head. The middle cylinder, that looks the darkest, along with the one on the first one, and the one to your right, that's one we had the misfire the most. But just looking at the way, just this discoloration, yes, we had an issue with the head gasket. That's probably all that was. So good thing we got heads. We're gonna start over from scratch and do everything all over again. So it looked like none of the valves got like burnt up or nothing. It's just mixing. That was all. Now we can see from the floor all of the pieces I had to get out. You can see the crankshaft pulley, the belt idler pulley, tensioner pulley. We got the air duct. I did take the air filter out. We're replacing that. EGR valve, getting that replaced, and you can see the chocolate milkshake. See all of that coolant mixing up. The valve cover looks the same too as well. Intake, lower plenum right here. Intake manifold, then the plenum on me. I had that mixed up. Plenum, lower intake manifold. You saw I took the timing cover. And we saw how that came out. And of course the water pump is going to stay on there, but it's going to be certain bolts that you will have to remove around the water pump housing to get that out. Be a good time if you want to replace the thermostat, water pump, but customer already did that. I love using lunch bags. All these bolts in here is for timing cover gasket. I mean timing cover itself. We got other exhaust manifold gasket bolts in there, gasket and the bolts for the AC compressor. You wanted to take off your crankcase hoses, both banks. What else we got? And look like we got more bolts, little additional tins that go around and look very similar. And anything that's more than bolt, that's more than 2 or 3, I usually group them together. If it's just one, I'll just leave it out. But anything in a group, I'll leave out together. Working with the passenger side is going to be the hard part. Why? Because you don't have that much elbow room over here. You got to do some digging out. That's why I say you got to remove that coolant EGR valve thingy. Get that the hell out. Once you get that out, you get that out with the intake, or at least the valve cover, you'll have like more room to do a lot of stuff. Key note too, when you're trying to get the head itself off, chain's not going to come off directly. You need to take off a camshaft. At least I did the intake side, and once I did the intake, it was just easy for me to do what I got to do. I did take the tire off because you can work in the wheel well. There is an access hole right up in there, as you can see, to help you with getting your exhaust manifold bolts out. And there's like another bracket for the EGR valve or whatever. This bracket, where you at? This bracket right here is a pain in the ass to take out, and that one is for your, that's what your EGR valve. Timing components, I need to put this group with the other parts for the driver's side. I have it over here, but I'm gonna transfer it over to the other side. I'm not gonna work the right head off just yet, so I'm gonna do one head at a time. Parts. Mopar. Went to the dealership, got a head gasket set, couple gaskets. What I get, a new PCV valve. Now the head comes with new valves and springs, but it's undressed, meaning you got to put the lifters and rockers and cams, put that in there. But it do come with the cam caps that, you know, lock your cams down, so that's good. So the heads were expensive. If you need like details or whatever, get at me in the comment section. Please do not email me. It's like a bunch of details and stuff, but I try to be descriptive in the description for you. Well, I'm putting in place the rockers on top of the lifter, basically, like, and the valve spring, and it's supposed to have like a little wiggle action. That's normal, but it will be in position once you put that cam in position. So let me work my way, finish putting the rockers on, then we go get the cam on. Work the passenger head out, which was the harder part, because like I said, you got to dig out the stuff on the side, and it's gonna be some stuff in the back of his head, like this damn connector. Be sure to get these things separated, but I want to inch this forward a little bit enough so that way I can peek at it, because I probably can just get my thumb in there, but I imagine I can't. There's a ground wire on it integrated with like a bolt set up on that sensor that I recalled earlier in the video, but whatever. I got the head off. It's definitely, get that out the way. It's definitely a hot mess in here. I gotta clean up. It is what it is. I'm working. I had to do a big job, right? So we're gonna work backwards. You can see passenger head that came off. Needs a core. I'm gonna say it again because I like always messing myself. There's a core on the head, cylinder head, basically. So I don't know what I'm saying. There's a core on the cylinder heads, and what is it, like $150 per head or whatever? That's what the dealership wants. So once you return it back, they'll cut you a check for $150. I'm sorry, $300 or $150 per head. I got the exhaust cam, intake cam with the lifters. The lifters are two different sizes, so if you have like a mix-up and why is one taller than the other, or why it sits in a bore weirder, you got it mixed up. You'll notice that the exhaust lifters are shorter than the intake. The head gasket on this side wasn't bad compared to this side that you can saw like the discolorations, especially like within the cylinders, or more so like the head gasket. Bolts you can reuse again. Just follow your torque pattern. Remember to follow steps 6 through 9. Just don't follow 1 through 9. 1 through 9 is if you got a brand new block, or you know, new bolts, or new brand new block, assuming you use a new bolts or whatever. You got to repeat the steps all over again, like tighten them down when you get to the final step, loosen them, and then redo the steps over again. Now you're reusing bolts again, so 6 through 9, torque them down, 20, I'm not going to go over the specs, probably leave it in the picture if I could. The guides look good, just can use some like cleaning up or whatever. Put the tensioner back in its place. Realistically, a job like this, I probably won't recommend. If you guys can see me on the camera, I'm going to come over here. I don't recommend you guys, if you like me, you can hang with a job like this and it's not too much of a problem, then I recommend it for you. Even at the guys at the, Jeep, Dodge dealerships, and I imagine what they got to go through when they do this. So it is a pain in the ass. It is tedious. I mean, it could get done. It's a job, but it's a lot to goddamn do. You already saw most of the parts that I told you that I had removed. Like I said, I'm not even going to repeat myself. I'm not. I'm really not. After I get the head, I'm going to knock out the engine mounts, because it's just easier just to do it that way. So I'm going to sneak those up in there, even though it might give me a little problem. But we're going to finesse them in there while I got the heads off. 2 brand new heads, new gaskets, all of that. I'm Leekautorepair. You guys, symptoms and stuff. How you know you probably need this if your car just misfiring this particular cylinder with cylinder number 2. That don't mean that's going to be your case all the time. It could be rotating. It could be on the opposite side of the head probably. I don't know your situation. The customer had overheating, and it was misfiring, cylinder number 2, and like even the reservoir was like built. The coolant reservoir was building up like pressure or whatever. So that's why I recommended to do this job. So everything is going good. We're going to keep on working backwards. I'm expected to try to have this started up by Sunday, the latest. I don't want to like try to like kill myself. I want to do this correctly. Don't go into a job like this and you trying to rush all the time, trying to beat your labor times and no, don't book times. Don't do that. Just do the damn job, do it correctly, and you just get like a better outcome. So let me conclude this video. If you guys got like the newer Pentastar 3.6 engine and you got misfiring issues, you don't have no noise, no nothing. You just got misfiring that won't go away. You already replaced what you replaced, coil packs, all that good stuff, spark plug, yada yada yada. Still misfiring, right? Assuming you ain't touched no injectors, because we didn't know when we got an injector problem. But if you got this particular issue, and I put it in the description, all that what I went through. This job is for you. You know what you need to do. You know what you up against. You know that this job is hella goddamn expensive. But that's not my goddamn problem. My name Leek. I holla at y'all.